as you know, Harsha, I was a little ill. I unfortunately fell a little ill just under a year ago, and something which I couldn't have predicted. It was just one of those things which the doctors tell me, unfortunately, nobody knew it, but actually they can see in hindsight it was going to happen at some point. And sadly for me, it happened just under a year ago as we speak. But it's funny because when I was speaking with the doctors, the other side of it, when actually I was back able to speak and talk to them and everything else, they said something actually very similar to what we've been talking about. Clearly the geniuses here are the doctors because what they did was completely amazing. So, you know, absolutely huge. It was a huge thrill to speak with them at length. But the thing what we talked about, because they were trying to work out, well, you were so optimistic, and yet it's been a bit tough for you. And I said, well, what other way can you live life? You know, you did a fantastic job. My family were wonderful in terms of the supportive nature of when I was unconscious and everything else. But the other side, then I came back into consciousness, I then had to speak and behave sort of more normally to what I previously would have been at. That was up to me. And I felt, I don't know, the doctors were trying to ask me, so why is it's wonderful that everything worked and everything's good and you're really optimistic, but this is interesting that they wanted to sort of appraise of what was driving this. And we came to the conclusion that this optimism that I have, just enthusiasm, interest, whatever else, it's not driven by money. It's certainly driven by wanting to see my family and spend time with them and everything else. But it's also something within me, something which sort of starts to work a bit when there's a challenge. And that challenge might be in business, at work, whatever else it might be. In that case, it was slightly more health centered. But it's funny, when I look back at it now, when I think about it, and I'm still thinking about it myself, I think, wow, I don't know how all that happened, but what I do know is, thank goodness I have this huge enthusiasm still, because I'd be really worried if I'd ever lost that aspect. And maybe it helped bring everything back to sort of the kind of the normal life that I've been fortunately used to living in the previous, 46 years or something. So that was interesting for me, but it certainly also said to me that it's okay to keep evolving your life as well. And even though there weren't reasons for the challenges or whatever, it's something I couldn't have predicted, I can at least going forward do things which minimize the chances of that Mark II, but also making sure that I fully enjoy life, even more than I historically have done or did do. And that's because you've always got to react to new challenges and new issues and everything else. So yeah, it's been an interesting last 25 plus years. It's been a particularly interesting last year, but that's good. I'd have it no other way at a certain strange level. I'd probably do without the
illness
or whatever. Probably prefer that. But now with the other side of it, I'm like, well, all right, stuff happens sometimes. Yeah. It's how you respond that matters. And that's true about everything in life generally, be it business life, be it family life, be it whatever it might be. So I'd have it no other way.